Today we're going to learn how to read a nutrition label. We're going to go over a couple of pieces of basic terminology here. The first one is a calorie. A calorie is a unit of energy defined as the amount of heat needed to raise a quantity of water by 1 degree of temperature. That sounds very abstract, but the most important takeaway is that a calorie is a unit of energy that's contained in your food. This is how we calculate how much energy you consume through your diet. The next three are carbohydrates, fats, and proteins, and these are what we call macronutrients. So a carbohydrate is the main source of energy in the body, and there are 4 calories per gram. Fats act as a source of energy for long duration activities and are important for storing vitamins, protecting vital organs, skin and hair health, and acting as an insulator. Each gram of fat is 9 calories. Proteins are long chains of amino acids which act as a building block for muscles, bone, and skin. And they're also used for enzyme functions, including metabolism, digestion, and blood clotting, and hormone development and pH balancing. Each gram of protein is 4 calories. So you'll see on the left here a basic nutrition label in the US, and we're going to talk about how to break it down and look for important pieces of information. So when it comes to weight loss, your calories in needs to be less than the calories out or the calories burned. And so this is where people generally start to look at nutrition labels is the amount of calories. So you'll find that up near the top here. And the number of calories per serving for this food item, which are some chicken strips, is 320 calories per serving. You'll notice, though, a serving size is only 1 piece of chicken, and it comes with 6 servings per container, so 6 pieces of chicken per container. So that will be how many servings are in a package, 6 servings in a package. And then you want to calculate how many calories are in the whole package if you're to eat the whole thing. So you'll take the number of calories and multiply that by the number of servings in a package. So 320 calories by 6 servings is about 2,000 calories per package. So we have 1,920 calories. The next thing we'll look at are the amount of carbohydrates in the food. And we'll find the carbohydrates in the middle of the nutrition label here. And so for this particular food, there's going to be 16 grams of total carbohydrates per serving. And then you want to look at the dietary fiber, which is listed directly below that. So for this food, there's 2 grams of dietary fiber per serving. And that's important because when we calculate the number of calories from carbohydrates, we actually want to calculate the number of net carbohydrates. And that's because dietary fiber isn't broken down and absorbed in the same way as total carbs are. And so you want to, deduct that from the total number of carbs in order to get your calorie count of carbohydrates. So in order to calculate your net carbohydrates, you take your total carbohydrates and you subtract the grams of dietary fiber, which leads us to 14 grams of net carbs per serving. And then you want to calculate how many calories are coming from carbohydrates. And so you'll take that 14 gram of net carb, multiply that by 4, because each gram of carbohydrate contains 4 calories. And so we end up with about 56 calories per serving. So for the standard 2,000 calorie diet, about 250 grams of carbohydrates per day is recommended. So if you only eat 1 serving of this food, that's about 6% of your total net carbs per day. But if you eat the whole package, that's about 33% of your total net carbs for the day. Now we're going to look at fat. And you'll find the fat up near the top of the nutrition label. And so for this food, each serving contains 12 grams of fat. And then if you want to calculate the number of calories of fat per serving, you're going to multiply that number by 9 because each gram of fat contains 9 calories. So that leaves us with 108 grams of fat per serving. But if you were to eat the whole package, that's about 648 calories from fat. So for the standard 2,000 calorie diet, if you only eat 1 serving, that's about 18% of your fat goal for the day. So about 1/5 of your fat goal for the day. But if you eat the whole package, you're exceeding your fat goal for the day at 108%. So you want to try and avoid eating really high concentrations of one particular macronutrient in one sitting, because that'll make it difficult for you to hit your goal throughout the rest of your day, because you're going to need to try and avoid that particular macro. Now we're going to look at protein. You'll find the protein down near the bottom, right above the vitamins and minerals. So for this food, there's going to be 38 grams of protein per serving. Multiply that by 4 to get the number of calories from protein, which is 152. Per package, that leaves us with about 912 calories from protein per package. And this is kind of a chart of typical goals for protein consumption dependent on body weight. So you'll want to look at, the appropriate amount. If your particular weight isn't listed here, you can always take your body weight in pounds and multiply that by 0.35 approximately to get your protein goal for the day. But if you look back here, each one of these servings is 38 grams of protein per day. So if you eat, 1 or 2 of these, you're well on your way to hitting your protein goal for the day. The next thing we're going to look at is sodium. And the reason we want to check this out is because eating excess sodium can actually increase your blood pressure, which can lead to heart disease or heart failure, and also can lead to kidney disease or kidney failure. So in this food, you're going to find the sodium listed right in the middle, and it's 660 milligrams of sodium per serving. If you eat the whole package, that's almost 4,000 milligrams of sodium a day. The American Heart Association recommends limiting sodium to 2,300 milligrams a day at the most, and ideally cutting that down to just about 1,500 milligrams a day for most adults. So if you were to eat this whole package, you're almost tripling your sodium consumption goal for the day. If you have questions or want more information, you should tune in to our webinar on December 15th. Contact us at kcmetro@briotix.com for more information.